Hi, I'm Bonnie Barker with BonnieBabeCrochet.com, and today we're going to be making the Morning Sunburst Kitchen Cup Cozy. This particular cup cozy is part of a larger set, which would include a towel and a washcloth that I'm also going to be featuring and videoing over the next couple of weeks. Okay, this particular pattern is written by the Knit Picks designer team. This is not one of my originals. This is belongs to someone else. I have permission from them to go ahead and show you how to make these. Okay, let me show you what you're going to need. You can get a full copy of this pattern simply by going to knitpicks.com, and I will have the link listed in the description of this video. So if you just look at that, you can just click on the link and you can download your free copy of this pattern. Okay, in order to make the cup cozy, you're going to need 3 skeins of yarn. I'm obviously using the Knit Picks. This is the Shine Sport. It's a sport weight yarn, and let me give you the stats here. This is a cotton modal, which are both natural fibers combined and blended, and each of these has 110 yards. You're not going to need all of it, just a little bit. So if you have other yarn that you'd like to use, that's absolutely fine. Okay, this is, let me show you also, this is a number 2, and these are the 3 colors that I am using. Okay, you're also going to need a crochet hook size G, or 4.00 millimeter, and I also recommend that you have a needle, a yarn needle, for hiding the loose ends. Well, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, to begin, this pattern is a little different in that it uses the foundation single crochet, or abbreviated FSC. So we're going to go ahead and start that. It says with the main color, which this is our main color, we're going to FSC 33, foundation single crochet. Okay, we start that by using a slip knot, and we chain 2. And now we're going to start our foundation single crochet. We go into that first chain, pull up a loop, yarn over the back, and pull through. So we have 1 chain, yarn over, and pull through 2. Now we're going to go into this area that we created here, in between the chains and the loops here, and we pull up another loop, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2. Now we have 2 single foundation single crochets. Now we're going to do that again. We're going to do that 33 times. So that would be 3. Okay, insert hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, I'm going to do this until I have 33 foundation single crochets. Now if we're not sure that we have enough of these foundation single crochets, let's go ahead and count. You can count by counting what looks like a chain right here, or the top of the V of a stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. Okay, good. So we have 33 of these foundation single crochets. Now we're going to chain 1, and then it says to turn, and we're going to single crochet in the first stitch. So we're going to just single crochet just through both of the loops, just like we would when we're crocheting, on top of a regular row of stitches. Okay, so we single crochet in that first stitch. We're going to skip the next 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to work 9 double crochet in the next stitch. So we're going to skip 1, 2, 3, and we're going to work 9 double crochets in this next stitch. Let's get some more yarn pulled up here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let me just verify here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do is skip the next 3 stitches. Okay. 1, 2, 3, and we're going to single crochet in that next stitch. And this is what we're going to do all the way across the row. So we're going to skip the next 3. 1, 2, 3. Careful that it doesn't twist on you. 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to do 9 double crochets excuse me, in the next stitch. Okay, I think I have 9. Let's double check this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so we're going to do this all the way across. Skip 3, 1, 2, 3 stitches, and then we're going to single crochet in the next. So let's stop and take a look at what we have. Okay, so go ahead and continue that all the way across. Okay, after working this across, the last stitch we're going to do is a single crochet, but we're also going to be changing to the white color. So what we're going to do is I'm going to start the single crochet where we've pulled up a loop. Now instead of completing it with the platinum color, I'm going to bring in the white color right like this, and I'm going to complete that stitch with the white color. Now, so these stitches don't go crazy on me, I'm going to go ahead and tie these knots. I'm going to go ahead and get a pair of scissors. That's the other thing we needed. We needed to have a pair of scissors. And I'm going to go ahead and secure these knots. I'm just going to secure them. Let me see if I can find the right thread. Okay, I think it's very important that you go ahead and take the thread that I just cut and the one I just joined, and I'm going to just tie them together like this. Okay, we can hide them later, but I just want to go ahead and secure them before we go any further. Just tying it in a knot just like that would be fine. That's the great thing about crochet. There's so much fabric here, it's easy to hide knots, a lot easier than hiding them with knitting. Okay, now that we have our new color, the white color joined, we're going to chain 2, and we're going to turn, and we're going to work a half double crochet in this first stitch that where we just changed the color. Now if you've never, well, let me go ahead and back up a little bit. If you've never worked a half double crochet, you wrap the hook like you would for a double crochet, insert it into the hook, into the stitch there, pull up a loop, yarn over, and bring it through all 3 of the strands, and that's your half double crochet. So we're going to work a half double crochet in each stitch all the way across. Okay, I'll go ahead and I will work this, and then I will show you what I have once I complete the row. We're almost finished with the row, but I wanted to show you what we have here before I do that last stitch, because now that we've come to the last stitch, it's time to change colors again. Okay, now I'm getting ready to join this color, which I believe is called grapefruit, and let's go ahead and begin our half double crochet. We've gotten all the way to the point, but we're not going to pull through with the white thread. We're going to use the grapefruit color and pull through just like that. And just like we did before, I'm going to go ahead and get my scissors. I'm going to trim. I'll go ahead and leave nice long strands, because that makes it so much easier to hide later on. And go ahead and I like to tie these two together in a knot so that they are secure right there along the edge. And let's pick up our hook. So now after we've joined the yarn, we're going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the directions say to crochet 4 double crochets together in the next 4 stitches. So whenever they say next 4 stitches, that oftentimes implies that we're going to skip the very first stitch. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to wrap our hook as though we're preparing for our double crochet, pull up a loop, yarn over, and just pull through 2 loops. We're only going to complete it partially for the next 4 stitches. So wrap the hook, insert, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. So now we have 2 done. 3, 4. So now we have 4 double crochets together, or we're going to do these all together, and we have this other loop here, so we should have 5 loops on the hook as we pull that together like that. So that's 4 double crochets together. Now we're ready for the next thing, is chain 4, and we're going to single crochet in the next stitch. Okay, now we're going to chain 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to actually work 9 double crochets together like so, just like we did with those other 4. We prepare that double crochet, but we just pull it through the first 2 stitches. I'm sorry, the first 2 loops rather. I'm going to do that 9 times. I have 2, that's 3, that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we should have 10 loops. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You should have 1 for each of the partial double crochets plus the 1 loop here, so that makes 10. Yarn over and pull through all 10 loops. Go ahead and we're going to give it a chain, and the next direction after we pull through those 9 stitches, we're going to chain 4. So we've already chained 1, 2, 3, 4, single crochet in the next stitch. And let's take a look and see what we have. Do you see how that fills in the gap so that it kind of gives us a level edge there? Okay, so we're going to do that 2 more times in each of these little dips or valleys. I'll go ahead and I'm going to do this one with you. I know this might be a little complicated, especially if you're a relatively new crocheter. Okay, we're going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to crochet 9 DCs together. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, see, just do 3 more. 7, 8, 9, and we have 10 loops. Let's go ahead and pull them all through carefully, and now we chain 4. 1, 2, whoops, 3, 4. Single crochet in the next stitch. Let's pause and take a look. Okay, let's do that one more time. Chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then do our 9 DCs together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, yarn over, pull through all 10 loops carefully, and then chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're getting to the end of the row here. We're going to single crochet in that next stitch, And now we should have 1, 2, 3, 4 stitches left. Let's see what the instructions say. It says to do 5 DC together. So the last 5 stitches, we're going to need to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we do the last 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yarn over and pull through all of those stitches. Okay, so this is what we should have at this stage. Okay, now we're on to row number 5. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to turn, and we're going to work 4 double crochets in this first stitch right here. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now it says to skip the next 4 chains, which is right here, and we're going to single crochet in the single crochet right here. Okay, so you see how this is starting to form. Okay, after we do that, we're going to skip the next 4 chains, and we're going to work 9 double crochets in the center of the next grouping, which would be the hole right there. It's very easy to see. So 9 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you can see how this starburst is starting to form. Okay, now we're going to skip the next 4 chains, and we're going to single crochet in that single crochet, and that's going to be our repeat. Skip the next 4 chains, work 9 double crochets in this spot, then we're going to skip the next 4 and then single crochet, skip the next 4, 9 double crochet. I'm going to go ahead and work this all the way across, and then I'll show you what I have. So I have worked this almost all the way across. I wanted to work the last grouping with you. For the last grouping, we're going to skip that chain 4, and we're going to work 5 double crochets in that hole where that last grouping is. Okay, so now we have 5 double crochets right in that last hole. Okay, after this, we are going to switch to the next color. So I'm going to back up a little bit, and I'm going to pull that hook or push it through so that I don't finish the last double crochet. And I'm going to grab my yarn, my white yarn, and go ahead and just make sure I leave a nice little loop or a little bit of a tail there, and pull that through. And now I'm going to very carefully trim the orange, and then I'm going to tie these together to secure them. Okay, so now I'm using my white yarn. I'm going to chain 2, turn, and the directions say to half double crochet in each stitch across. So we're going to go ahead and work a half double crochet in each stitch across. Just as a quick review, remember we wrap the hook, insert, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through all 3 loops on the hook. So I'm going to go ahead and work that row now. Okay, I've almost finished this row. I wanted to show you what I have. And I'm going to now work the last stitch, and I'm going to do my color change. So I pull that through. I don't complete the stitch until I bring in the main color again, this is the color we started with, the platinum color. So go ahead and pull that in. Now before I go on crocheting, I'm going to go ahead and trim the white, and I'm going to connect it using a knot. Just like that. I just feel a little more secure in my crocheting as I go across when I go ahead and knot that first. Okay, now that we have joined that new color yarn, we're going to chain 1, turn, and our instructions say to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to DC 9 together. We're going to go ahead and start in that first stitch. We're going to use that as our first one. We're going to do the partial double crochet like we've done before. Yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 until we have 9 of these. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 double crochet together, and that will be 10 loops. And go ahead and pull through all of the loops. Now we're going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Single crochet in the next stitch. And we're going to do that all the way across. We're going to do that 3 more times. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to double crochet 9 together. That should be 8, and that should be 9. Let's double check to verify. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, plus the extra loop over here. Yarn over, pull through all of the loops, chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and single crochet in that next stitch. So we're going to go ahead, and we're finishing out the row like that, so you'll go ahead and do that 2 more times. So after working this across, we end the row by working a chain 4 and then working a single crochet in that last stitch. Let's take a look at what we should have here. Okay, it's a really nice pattern. I just love the way the colors pop on this. Okay, now we're going to do first round, or round 1 of the finishing. And so continuing with the main color, it says to chain 1 and do not turn. We're going to work 3 single crochets in the same stitch. 1, 2, 3. Now the instructions say to work 13 single crochets along the edge of this cozy. So 13 worked evenly. Well, let's pause and think about this just for a minute. Before we just start crocheting, what I'm going to do is I'm going to shoot for the center here, being the middle, and if you divide 13 by 2, okay, you're going to get 6.5. So when we get to stitch number 7, I'm going to try to put stitch number 7 of our 13 stitches right there in the middle, and then the other 6 stitches worked evenly along the side. And in theory, that should make it look very even. So let's go ahead and give that a try. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and let's put 7. I'm not going to hide those strings there. That's number 7. 8. Let's go ahead and put another one there. 9, 10, 11, 12, and let's put 13 right there. Okay, so I have worked 13. It doesn't look straight just yet, but once this thing gets blocked a little bit, it should be fine. So once we've done that, we're going to work 3 single crochets in the corner, which is right here. So let's go ahead and do 1, 2, 3 single crochets in that corner space. Now we're going to work 32 single crochets across the bottom. Okay, as we work these 32 single crochets evenly across, if you work 1 for every chain, and I can even just show you, I'm just going to work 1 for every chain that's left of that foundation chain that we made, and then 1 for the center. It will be 32. Okay, so let's go ahead, and having a little hard time finding that one. Let me go ahead and get that one there. So if you go ahead and just crochet 1 stitch as you crochet across that foundation chain, 1 stitch for every hole that is here, for every chain that was created, you will have 32. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this. Okay, so now I'm going to do the corner by crocheting an additional 3 strands in this spot, and I'm going to make sure that I put all of these strands to the back of my work, so that way I can kind of crochet over them a little bit here. There's 3 stitches for the corner. Now we're going to work our 13 stitches evenly across this end, and just, again, putting the strings towards the back, and then we will hide those a little bit later. So we're going to do the same that we did before. We're going to work 13 stitches evenly across. That'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's get through all the strands there. 6. And then I'm going to make this the center for that number 7, 8. Let's put another one there. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. After working my chain 3 corner, I'm going to work a single crochet for each of the chains that I see here. 1, 2, 3, and then the 4th chain was here, and I kind of like doing it better that way than working in each individual chain, but you feel free to do what you would like to do. Okay, so I'm just going to, I see 1, 2, 3 chains here. It's like it really was a 4 chain, and the 4th chain is over here, but I see 3 chains, so I'm going to work 3 single crochets in this section, and then 1 in that single crochet, and then I see 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4 there, so I will work 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then work a chain in that spot there. 1 here. Here we're going to see 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Now there were 4 chains. I hope I'm not confusing you. There were 4 chains, and one of the chains actually turns into that space where we pull the strands together. So that's why that is counted that way. But what I'm trying to do is trying to get these stitches to look as even and as straight across this edge as possible. So that's what I'm just going to continue to do all the way across. I'm just going to crochet 1 single crochet for each stitch. I'm going to go ahead and finish this across, and then I'll show you the next step. Okay, this is what we should have after completing that last row of single crochet all the way across. Okay, now it's time for us to join the 2 ends that are going to go around the cup. I've already done this once following the directions, and the directions are fine. It's just that with my crocheting style, I found that the cozy was just a little bigger than I preferred. So the directions call for 5 chains before joining to the next corner. If you tend to be a tighter crocheter, feel free to follow those instructions, but I'm gonna arrange this. I'm gonna just change it a little bit. I'm gonna chain 2, and then I'm gonna join to the next corner with a single crochet. I'm just doing this because I want this cozy to fit a little better onto the mug. Okay, now I'm also going to work a single crochet, and then I want to decrease some of these extra stitches, so I'm going to work a decrease stitch here. Now this is not the original directions, this is just what I'm doing, kind of my preference to decrease some of these stitches. I'm going to crochet 3 more stitches, and then I'm going to work another decrease. And let me go ahead and back up and show you how to work a decrease should you want to change the way this looks. You pull up a loop in the next stitch, and then pull up a loop in the next stitch, in the next 2 stitches actually, and then draw through all 3 loops on the hook. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. So I've decreased 2 stitches on this side. I'm going to single crochet 3 more stitches, and I'm going to work another decrease. Okay, so I'm trying to even this out a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and crochet into the last 3-4 stitches. Okay, now I'm going to join to the other side. I'm going to do what I just did. I'm going to chain 2, and now I'm going to join in the center of that chain 3 that we used to form the corner. Single crochet and single crochet in the next stitch. I'm going to go ahead and work a decrease in the next stitch, single crochet in the next 3 stitches, and then I'm going to work another decrease. I'm going to single crochet and 3 more stitches, and then I'm going to work another decrease, and then I'm going to crochet to the corner, okay. Now I'm not going to crochet, I'm going to skip this stitch, and I'm going to go right to the chain. I'm going to crochet 2 stitches right over that chain. I'm not going to go into the individual chain. I'm going to just crochet over the entire chain. Again, I'm deviating a little bit from the directions given, and this is just in an effort to make that join just a little bit stronger. I feel it's a little stronger if you're using the whole chain instead of just one strand of it. Okay, so now we're going to go single crochet. We're back to where we started, and you can see our decreases that we worked. We're going to go ahead and just work 1 single crochet in each stitch all the way around until we get to this point here on the cup cozy. So I'm going to go ahead and just do this with you. I actually had completed it following the instructions word for word, stitch by stitch, and I just didn't like the way the section came out around the cup handle, so the designer in me just went to work and just decided to just change it a little bit. Now if you find that your stitching is too tight when following the directions I've changed it to, feel free to go back to following the pattern. I think there's a lot of personal preference built into any crochet pattern, and if you ever feel like you need to adjust for your individual style, by all means feel free to do that. Okay, now we've come to the chain 2. Go ahead and work 2 double crochets in that section, and now I'm going to do my single crochets on the other side. I'm going to do this all the way until I get to where those 2 single crochets over those 2 chains were made. Okay, here's our last single crochet. Now I'm going to work a slip stitch into this space, a slip stitch like that. It kind of makes it kind of go flush with the rest of the line of stitches here. pull through a chain and give it a nice tight pull. I'm going to cut a nice long thread. Make sure you leave, a good, 4 to 5 inches at least, so that you have no trouble hiding your loose strands. And I'm going to go ahead, I've already hidden all the other strands, but I'm going to show you how to hide this one last strand. Okay, and you can hide any, all the other strands using a similar method. Try to hide the strands of similar color, under stitches of similar color. If that's impossible or a little tricky in these other areas, you can just run them under, the gray part. It should be fine. The goal is to make sure that the stitches don't show. So now, let's see. I want to make sure I run this under the stitches carefully so that it really doesn't show on either side. I'm going to just run these right under the single crochets that I just completed. And this is the back side that I'm showing you. I'm having a hard time seeing the stitches there. Okay. Let's try those 3. Okay. Now I can run this under a few more stitches, or I could choose to clip the strand right there. It really is up to me. It's up to you how far you want to do this. But the more stitches that you run these under, the better chance that they're not going to come undone with use of the item. Okay, so these stitches are pretty tight, so these are probably the strand's not going to go anywhere. You want to clip it close, but not too close, because you don't want to clip the work itself. Okay, now this, I like the look of this a lot better. Let's go ahead and see how it looks on a mug. Okay, after sliding this on my mug, yes, this is a much nicer fit, much more secure. So this ends the tutorial for the Morning Starburst Cup Cozy. I'm going to have a few other, or actually 2 other videos coming out soon for a matching dish towel and a matching dishcloth. So stay tuned to the Bonnie Babe Crochet channel, and if you haven't subscribed already, please hit that little subscribe button so that you don't miss any of the new videos coming your way. And for those who are left-handed, I do have all these videos available in left-handed. So if you just look in that little search bar at the top of the YouTube page, if you just write in type in left-handed and the name of this video and Bonnie Bae, you should be able to find the video if it's not already showing. Anyway, God bless. Bye-bye.